I am Mama Ducks, baby duck, Mr. No Ducks himself, quack, quack. But watch this though. Backlash went down last night, and I don't really know how I feel about the show. There were certain segments in the show that I definitely feel good about. There were certain matches during the show where I was like, could have did a little bit better. And me being a super fan, me being a mark, me being a wrestling nerd, of course, I'm not just looking at it from the perspective of an average fan. I do try to watch the shows and just enjoy it as an average fan, but I'm also an analyst, I'm also a journalist, I'm also a blogger, I'm a podcaster, so I got to keep it 100 because without the inside information, then what are we doing it for? Man, they kick off Backlash in Tampa Bay with the Seth Rollins versus Bron Breakker match. And we all know that this match was supposed to happen at WrestleMania, but due to both opponents being hurt leading up to that time, we didn't get to get it. I don't want to say that this match felt rushed. I just think it was a day late and a dollar short, you know. Definitely a good match, man. No, this match was a good match, and I think that if it happened at WrestleMania, based off of the circumstances and the storyline that we knew that they was going in, it would have came off even better. But them trying to pull it right here at Backlash, which I'm not mad that they had the match, but I don't think it felt the way that it would have felt if nothing happened to them, on the road to WrestleMania. But anyway, man, Braun Breaker come down to the ring. The dogs were in the building. Hoo, 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 hoo. Dogs all in the audience. You hear him barking. He come out with Paul Heyman, as expected. He get in the ring. He do his thing. Cool. All of a sudden, Seth Rollins music hit. Y'all already know how it go, man. Seth Rollins, he's waving his hands in the air as the leader of the orchestra, and the orchestra is singing his theme song, and all you hear is, oh, all the way down to the ring, man. He burnt it down. He got in the ring, the bell rung, but Braun Breaker was paying attention to something else. He was in the corner. So Seth Rollins pretty much jump started the match, you know what I'm saying? But in the midst of that, Braun Breaker ended up getting control. He ended up going for a spear early on in the match. Seth Rollins ended up jumping over it. He ended up hitting the turnbuckle. It is what it is now. So the match started hot. They was already into it. Um, it got to a point in the match to where, well, first off, let me say this. First off, I would say Braun Breaker took most of the match, but he didn't take most of the match due to him just being like dominant. He took most of the match as in counters to the stuff that Seth was doing. And if you want to get somebody over, you want to get their move set over, man, I vouch for this. Put him in the ring with Seth. Seth is the best, or at least one of the best. Him, Sami Zayn, people like that. But Seth Rollins, he's one of the best when it comes to getting your move set over because he is a workhorse. I would say out of all of the workhorses in WWE, even though he's winding down, I would say Seth is probably at the top of the list. Again, right along with people like Sami Zayn and a few other people that I can name. Well, they put him in the ring with Braun Breaker. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely a match to make Braun Breaker shine without taking away from the architect, the visionary, the revolutionary, set freaking. And I don't think it took away from him, man. So there came a point in the match where Braun Breaker was on the offense. He took Seth Rollins, he threw him over the third rope, down over by the announcement table. And he got out the ring on the other side of the ring. And man, Braun Breaker had that look in his eye. He had that look in his eye like he was just getting ready to rip something apart, man. So he started running. He picking up speed. He picking up speed. Seth Rollins is over there by the announcement table, and Braun Breaker pick up speed, and he gone. He dives in the air to go for the spear. Man, say Seth Rollins hit this dude with a super kick. I would say within the same litness as Shawn Michaels when he kicked Shelton Benjamin when he did that springboard off the top rope. If I'm not mistaken, that was the first time we seen a super kick to somebody in motion, definitely coming from Shawn Michaels when he did the highlight that all of us have seen to Shelton Benjamin. Well, this super kick that Seth Rollins gave Bron Breakker when he dived in the air, I would put this somewhat on the same level as that. Definitely going to be a highlight, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway, they fighting on the outside of the ring. Bron Breakker grabs Seth Rollins and he smashes his head into the announcement table. So Seth Rollins holding his head, he's trying to come to. He ended up sitting on the announcement table, and y'all know they trying to make this move one of Bron Breakker calling cards. Bron Breakker gets up on the apron while Seth Rollins is pretty much leaning up against the announcement table, and he jumps off the apron with a clothesline and clothesline Seth Rollins uh, not only on the announcement table, but off the announcement table onto the other side. You know what I'm saying? They fighting, you know, Bron Breakker put him back in the ring. Seth Rollins is on the ground. Bron Breakker, you know, he don't really jump off the top rope a lot, but for some reason this time he want to go to the top rope while Seth Rollins is on the ground. Well, Seth Rollins end up popping up. You know, he jumps to the third rope. He hits his signature superplex, and you know, right after that, he gets ready to hit his Falcon Arrow. But while he was trying to hit his Falcon Arrow, Bron Breakker ended up hitting the Falcon Arrow on Seth Rollins. He went for the pin, 1 count, 2 count. Seth Rollins kicks out, man. Now, Bron Breakker had already hit a Breakensteiner in the match. If I'm not mistaken, he hit 2 Breakensteiners in the match. Well, at this point, when he got back on offense, he ended up throwing Seth Rollins in the corner. He picked him up, put him up on the third rope. He climbed up to the second rope, and now he's going for another Breakensteiner. He go for the Breakensteiner when he rolled back, and Seth Rollins flipped forward. Seth Rollins ended up landing on his feet, and Bron Breakker was like on one knee in the corner. He was stunned, like he couldn't even believe that. Like, dang, how did this dude even just do what he did after all this stuff? How to put this dude through? So Seth Rollins started hyping up the crowd like he Hulk Hogan in 1987. You know what I'm saying? Bron Breakker see what he doing. He run over there to try to hit Seth Rollins with a clothesline, but Seth Rollins ducked it. Then he hit him with a super kick. Then he hit him with another super kick. And he was going for a third super kick, but Bron Breakker ended up blocking it, and he grabbed him by the throat as if he was going to hit him with that gorilla press slam. But Seth Rollins knocked his hand down, kicked him in the stomach, hit him with the pedigree. You know, Bron Breakker is on all fours. Seth Rollins goes to the corner. He runs. He jumps in the air. Hit Bron Breakker with the curve stone. He, I mean, the match would have been over. I would say the match would have been over, but y'all know what happened, right? Paul Heyman jumps up on the apron. He distracting the referee. He get up on the first rope, second rope, act as if, you know, he just real pissed off about what's going on. So, yeah, man, he messed up Seth Rollins' momentum, man. So Seth Rollins ended up rolling out the ring, right? Paul Heyman is still on the apron talking to the referee, but Seth Rollins then rolled out the ring and went and got a chair. Now, the way the camera angle is set up, you know, we probably thinking he's finna go over there and hit Paul Heyman with the shirt. But no, he is the visionary. He is the revolutionary. Now, he just stood right by the announcement table with the chair, and then all of a sudden, Austin Theory came from around. He came out the crowd, and Seth Rollins hit him in the gut with the chair. And then when he ran to the other side of the ring because Logan Paul was coming, and he hit Logan Paul in the gut with a chair. He hit Austin Theory in the back. Austin Theory rolled off. He hit Logan Paul in the back. Then he turns around and runs to the other side of the ring and hit Austin Theory with a curve stomp. Take that boy out. He picks up the chair because at first he was going to go curve stomp Logan, but then Logan started running, so he picked up the chair and he started chasing Logan. Logan ran up the ramp all the way to the stage. Seth Rollins ran all the way up the stage. Logan Paul ran to the back. So Seth Rollins stopped. He turned around. He see Bron Breakker laying down, so he run back to the ring. He dropped the chair on his way back to the ring. He slide in the ring. Soon as he get in the ring, spur. Bron Breakker hit him with that spear. He go for the pin. We get a 1, a 2. Seth Rollins kicks out, man. So I thought that was it. Like, I really thought that was it, man. So, Bron Breakker, he started building up his momentum. He take down one strap. He take down the other strap. Seth Rollins is on his knees. Then he ended up getting the one knee. So Bron Breakker ran to one rope, ran to the other rope, went back to the other rope. He went for the spear, but then Seth Rollins hit him with the pedigree in mid-air. While Bron Breakker was going for the spear, soon as he dived, like while he in the air diving to hit Seth Rollins with the spear, Seth Rollins just hit him with the pedigree, man. I probably broke his nose or something. I don't know. Maybe that's what happened. So Seth Rollins go back to the corner. Bron Breakker is trying to make his way up, but Seth Rollins, he on all fours. Seth Rollins is finna go for the curb stomp, but not a regular curb stomp. He makes his way up to the second rope, bro. He finna go for an avalanche curb stomp. He get on the rope. He wait for Seth Rollins to he wait for Bron Breakker to get in position. He jump off the second rope for the curb stomp. Bron Breakker popped up to his feet and hit Seth Rollins with a spear in mid-air. In mid-air. Knocked that boy block off. So now Seth Rollins is holding his stomach and he's trying to get up off the ground. Well, just like what happened, probably 5 seconds ago, man, while Seth Rollins getting up, he was on both knees and he was on one knee. While he doing that, Bron Breakker run to one rope, bounce off that rope, run to the next rope, bounce off that rope, run back to the previous rope, bounce off that rope, and hit him with a torpedo spear, man. Knocks his block off. He go for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Man, Bron Breakker beat Seth Rollins at Backlash, which I know that's what would have went down at WrestleMania as well. And if Seth Rollins would have had the belt and the belt would have been on the line, this would have been that feel-good moment that we would have got at WrestleMania. But, stuff happens. Life be life. We live in reality. So, hey, stuff happens or whatever. But Bron Breakker did end up beating his mentor. Um, I don't really know how much momentum this adds to him in the moment. We definitely know that he's the next guy, and he do got to get some victories under his belt. He's been in the group for a while, which I ain't had no problem with. Um, Look like now they're probably finna push him out there on his own. I'm not committing to that because I don't really know what they're gonna do when Bronson Reed comes back. But hey, Bron Breakker, he gets the victory over Seth Rollins at Backlash in the opening match at Backlash. I am Mama Duck's baby duck, Mr. No Ducks himself, quack. Quack. But watch this though.